Miguel Lloyd, host of Life Full Circle Radio. Let me see if I point to the right way. Yep, right there. That's us. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit today about the Super Mario Brother guy. She'll fix me the name whenever she comes on. One of the Super Mario Brothers who shot the UnitedHealthcare guy. He is, you know what? Let me cut it out because I'm already going to be talking about people making fun of this thing because that man did die. But anyway, let me Trump deportation, we're going to talk about that. Jay-Z has been wrapped up into this Diddy stuff now. He responds and we got a greasy looking lawyer. Looks like he's representing the people who are coming after Jay, but you know how it is. If he did the crime, he got to do some time, but I don't know. This looks like it's just people reaching for some dough. But so anyway, that's the show. We're ready to get into it. Let me bring in the super producer right after I tell you that you guys need to make sure you guys are following us on all the social medias. We're live right now on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitch. Super producer.
What's up? I am finishing up doing our hashtags to promote the show because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
And I should have been doing this while the show is starting. So there's that.
You should have been. Yeah. All right. So today, as we mentioned, a lot of stuff going on. We always have a production meeting on Fridays and everything changes by Monday when we get on the air. So the biggest thing that happened here today is, give me the guy's name, the Luigi guy who UnitedHealthcare. So for people who don't know, the UnitedHealthcare CEO was shot and killed in New York City last week. And they tried to say it was a light-skinned person. I guess technically, I guess they're trying to take over that too, because light skin was always a black thing. Get the black, you brown skin, you dark skin. So now you got the New York City police say there was a light skinned, and that many light skinned. He is white, and come to find out he is Italian. The one that they have arrested, and give me his name.
I think that's what messed them up. That he wasn't white, like they could tell by the thick eyebrows this child has. And they were like, he's something. We don't know what he is, but he's something.
Right. But her name is escaping me right now. I'm gonna find it. There's a woman who she's on. I showed it to you. The woman who's
funny. Don't bring that girl up again. By the way, I hate when people. I hate the stick. I hate
now I'm gonna have to find it. Now I'm about to find it. So anyway, so let's get into it. So anyway, let's start off with you. Y'all painting your bathroom? What's the deal? You know what I mean? You trying to do some changes?
As a Christmas gift to me and for myself and for our house, we are redecorating our home. Mm-hmm. We are doing it in the you watch too much TikTok kind of way, where if you just refresh your paint and change a couple things here or there, it can give your house a new look. And it really is like we did our bathroom first and we're tweaking and we are absolutely in love with it. So I'm very happy with my Christmas gift choice of getting rid of the ugly green tub section I had and the brown walls. Also, I hope everybody enjoys this because this is leaving as well. This is going away. So. You made my wall?
Never been a fan of that. Never.
Really?
No.
Why?
Because it's so Florida.
But people walk into the house, I guess because of the way it looks through the glass doors that are in front of everybody loves the way this wall looks. But you're right. It's a little, the browns, it's a little mud. It's a little.
Only thing I love about that wall in this very moment is you got one of the kids' pictures up there. It's up there. Yeah. Hold on. It's over there.
On the other side.
It's over there. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
This is one of my.
So we'll be changing that as well. So we're excited. But listen, let's hop into our first story as we mentioned.
Outside of you, this is one of my favorite people in the world. Hi, Aaron White. She's coming to hang out with us. You don't know Aaron, but you will. That's a good friend of mine. All right, go ahead, jump in.
I love meeting your peoples.
Go ahead, jump in. You was great to say something.
Okay.
Interrupted you.
A person of interest was detained Monday in Pennsylvania in connection with the fatal shooting of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson on a Manhattan street last week. The person identified as Luigi Maggioni. You can't get no more Italian than that. It's like he needs to be standing there with a mustache on and overalls ready to do. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And I said I wasn't going to make any jokes about this guy because he is a criminal. And we don't want to, we don't, and we don't want to make fun of this.
Luigi Maggioni, he might as well be sitting on the set of a Goodfellas movie. That's what that name invokes.
Well, here's the thing. The difference with that is that in the Goodfellas movie, he wouldn't have got caught in 3 days. And so, I don't know, man.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. So, the person identified as Luigi Maggioni, only 26, was held in the Central Park town of Altoona on firearm charges. She said they found a gun silencer mask and fake identification card found on him, consistent with items believed used by Thompson's killers. We have a strong person of interest in the shooting that shook our city. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care, don't care, don't care. The reason why this man was caught, this is not funny, but to me it's funny. The reason why this man was caught is because he was caught on multiple different surveillance cameras, one of which was a McDonald's. And the McDonald's person actually is the person who identified, like, yes, that person came in here. And then on another camera in a hostel, he had pulled his mask down because he was flirting with some girl. So he is not the smartest bulb in the bulb box.
Yeah, no, this guy loves himself. Yeah, this guy really loves himself. He loves the camera. Even when he had the hood on, he was kind of smiling at the camera. You know, like if you're going to be, you know, some clandestine murderer, you don't want to go around smiling everywhere. And so, but you know, there's this video that's kind of going around, and you said it before the show. People are trying to make a hero out of this guy.
Disgusting. Let's talk about that part.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I want to play this video. This is something that Gail King. Hold on.
Ordered on Wednesday.
Yes, we do.
As far as the gunman goes, it's been days. It's time to drop it. It's time to move on. It's time to let us all heal.
So I'm sure by now we've all heard of the unfortunate passing of the UHC CEO, Brian Thompson. And what's even more chilling is that the person who unalived him is still at large.
So this continues. So basically this is a montage of people who are basically almost making fun of the fact that the guy's been, that nobody's feeling, because what they're saying is that there's a guy, I think he may be coming on next, and he talks about how many people have died because of denied health claims. And so that's where this is the guy.
What are you talking about? Oh, that's how many people die every year for lack of health insurance.
Democrats should be looking at the overwhelming support for a guy who committed first-degree murder against the UnitedHealth CEO and realize immediately that populist economic policy and messaging is absolutely a winning strategy.
So it continues, it goes on. And so we have a mental health problem in our society. We really do. You know, folks are watching this type of stuff and they're enjoying the salaciousness of this scenario. And I just, you know, go ahead.
We're disgusted. And everybody in these videos who are praising this guy, we think you all are trash. And that's 100%. This man was a CEO of the UnitedHealthcare insurance company. He wasn't even one of the top ones who were getting paid, raking in millions of dollars a year. Other people are making listen. Other ones are making $27 million a year, $20 million. He was the lowest paid of all of the 10 who are getting paid, making $10 million a year. That's still a lot of money, but it's not like there are other ones who are making ungodly amounts of money. Also, all these insurance companies have a board of directors. The board of directors are the actual ones who make the decisions for the insurance company. It's not the CEO. He's just come out and say, we're going to do this. No, there's a board of directors who makes all the decisions, and he has a large hand in it. And mostly what CEOs do, they manage the teams, they manage the messaging, that kind of stuff. They don't make actual decisions about your insurance policies and you getting denied.
Well,
and even with that being said,
go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish before I jump in. Go ahead.
No, for board of directors make those decisions. They don't make the decision on about you denying your policy.
Well,
the board of directors actually sets up the parameters.
With a company of that size, you know, there's a lot of people in that decision. The point that people are making is that, one, people are very, very frustrated. And they're frustrated, and I get the frustration, but that does not give you to write or to celebrate the murder of someone. That man was not out there pulling the plugs on people in hospitals and all of this type of
stuff. That's what I'm saying.
And so that's the part. But you know, the healthcare system is broken. It is absolutely broken, and people are getting to the point now. November the 5th has really opened it up where people are like showing their frustration. They're saying it was a really, really, the way that this election was sold to us, like there was a chance that Harris was going to win. The way that she lost this election, it was no chance she was going to win. And that's a media thing, and that's based on people staying home. Some of the people who are upset probably didn't vote on things of that nature, right? Erin's got a couple of comments here, and she said, "I'm sick about how many people are happy about this demise." Absolutely agree.
We agree
Absolutely
with
agree.
you. And it's not funny. Let's think of it from a human standpoint. This man was a husband and a father.
Sure.
Like
Absolutely.
he was walking on his way to a
Mhm.
conference to meet
Mhm.
other, I forgot what kind of conference it was, but other team
Mhm.
members in
Sure.
the morning, minding his business. Again,
Right.
he wasn't in the hospital pulling plugs. He didn't just get off the podium saying, "We don't care about what you all think. Our bottom line is more important." I didn't even know who this man was before.
Right, right. But we don't know who most of the CEOs that are dictating how we're living, right? And so this is a frustration. But we first of all, we don't know the motive of Mr. Maggiano's why he killed.
Mr. Louis.
I thought his name was Louis. Whatever. We don't know yet the motivation. There's no manifesto that has been come out. He wasn't killed, so they'll have an opportunity to interview him and he can make his statements. On one hand, it is disgusting the way people are responding to this situation. On the other hand, America needs to wake up and understand that, these younger people have not grown up the way we've grown up. They're not going to sit back and just take the blows like we've taken them all over these years. Some of these people are going to lose their daggone mind and they're going to act a fool. And this 26-year-old young man acted upon that. So,
and for the record, Maggiano, Mr. Luigi, I'm just going to call him Luigi, he isn't some poor kid, downtrodden, lost his parents, healthcare. No, he is a very well-educated, tech-savvy guy, has a LinkedIn profile, is a data engineer for California-based TrueCar, an online automobile marketplace. He's earned his bachelor's and master's degree in engineering. Went to UPenn. He went to UPenn, for God's sakes. This is not like when we see things like this, we see the everyday or lower than everyday man who's upset about something and wants to, attempt to assassinate a president or attempt to assassinate a CEO or a congressman or a blah, 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 blah. This kid does not fit that bill, which is probably why he's got away with it for so long, because 6 days murder an assassination attempt is a long time. Because why do you have a grudge, sir? What are you mad about? Like, did you actually
he's
lose?
mad. I'm not going to. If his reason was the way the healthcare system operates was the reason why he's mad. Mad folks who are 26 don't respond like mad folks who are 50. Like, we didn't see all this stuff, and we just kind of like, all right, this is terrible. We got to figure this thing out. 26 years old, man. That's my daughter's age. That's my oldest. They're like, this doesn't make sense. I hate it. But for him, all this stuff is premeditated. This is first degree. You went and got yourself a silencer. You done walked up on this guy. You are going.
You wrote words on a bullet. Do you know how hard that is?
Yeah, they might execute this guy when it's all said and done.
So. And listen, guys, if all you women, all of you, and there are women who they gave it a name, women and people who admire killers and serial killers. It has a name, but I can't think of what the name is right now. If you guys want to write him letters and appeal, like, he needs to get free. He did the world of service. He didn't really do a world of service because the insurance company is going to hire a new CEO and keep this train just keep on moving. We didn't do the world of service.
Right.
He murdered somebody in cold blood. That is illegal. We don't want to have it where vigilantism is now the new justice system.
Right.
That's not a solution.
No, that's not a solution. Vigilantism is not a solution. So we'll keep an eye on this story. It just happened right before the show, and so we'll keep talking about this in a minute. All right, next up, let's talk about Jay-Z. Jay-Z has now everybody's saying that Diddy is singing like a canary in there, and so he has somehow implicated that Jay-Z has something to do with 2000. In 2000, he was part of a rape with a 13-year-old girl. And that's what the story is right now. And so,
I'm going to read the story.
Yeah, go ahead, read the story.
Jay-Z has been accused of sexually assaulting. I can't say the R word because it won't let us, a 13-year-old girl alongside Shannon Combs in the early 2000s. For some, his statement in response to the allegations was more shocking than the lawsuit itself. And an amended lawsuit filed Sunday, an Alabama woman identified anonymously as Jane Doe claims a billionaire music mogul born Sean Carter and Sean Combs drugged and sexually assaulted her at an after party following in the MTV Music Awards in September 2000. In a statement provided by his representatives, Jana Fleischman and posted publicly and swiftly on X. Jay-Z called Busby's lawsuit a blackmail attempt. So Busby is the lawyer who's been representing a lot of these users. And attests that he is a young man from Brooklyn who abides by very strict codes of honor, which includes protecting children. The backlash comes just as fast as his response, and people react with humor. Others accepted the statement for tone. Many were taken aback by his self-identification as a young man, despite recently turning 55. When he's calling himself a young man, he's talking about what he was back in the early 2000s. That's still not young, but that's what he's talking about. He's not talking about now.
That's neither here nor there to me. This is Tony Busby. He is the lawyer that you mentioned. His statement: I've been sued in Los Angeles in a last-ditch attempt to stop me from revealing names in public lawsuits. It won't work. The irony of the suit against me was filed by a powerful, in quotes, John Doe. Here's my full statement. We won't allow the powerful and their high-dollar lawyers to intimidate or silence sexual assault survivors. It has been reported that a lawsuit has been filed against my firm claiming extortion. The lawyers have filed it almost immediately called. There's something I'm looking for. Here's the deal. The case filed against my firm is not only without legal merit, it's laughable. Here's why. On behalf of two clients, we alleged sexual assault. We sent a standard demand letter to a New York lawyer that we now know represents an alleged perpetrator and potential defendant. The letters were sent seeking a confidential mediation in lieu of filing a lawsuit. So, in essence, this is where the extortion claim comes in, right? That this confidential mediation was requested. And then turn back around with Jay-Z. Jay-Z basically says in his statement, and I see, matter of fact, I will find that because I also have that queued up. What Jay-Z basically is saying, if it's so bad, then go ahead and file criminal charges. Don't come after the money. If it's that bad, if that's what's happened, then y'all need to go ahead and file criminal charges. And to me, either he has buried this stuff so deep, or it's not true. And this is the source. I got this. Roc Nation released an official statement from Jay-Z about him being accused of raping a 13-year-old and alongside Diddy, another nameless female celebrity, blah, blah, blah. So I encourage you all to follow this. But here's the thing. My instincts and my instincts can always be wrong. I get it. But Jay-Z, we've been following Jay-Z for a long time. We're talking about pushing 30 years. There's been accusation about children, been accusation about this and accusations about that. Either he does a great job of covering everything up, either he's a stone cold gangster, or maybe the stuff ain't true. And so, with Diddy, I'm not so quick to say that ain't true because his energy, I just know men. I know men like Diddy. I know men like Jay-Z. Yeah. And to me, of those two, I don't doubt Diddy as much as I doubt that Jay-Z was involved. But go ahead.
So now what I like to do now when these allegations come out, now we wait for the cascade. One woman came out against Jay-Z. Every time it's real, it's not just one woman. It ends up being another woman, and then another woman, and another woman, all who come out and say, well, that person has given me the strength to say that this is my story, this is my truth. If that happens, I'm more inclined to believe this happens. But if it ends up being that it's just this girl's story, I'm a little weary about it. And not saying that something did not bad happen to her. It could have been that, I'm still confused that a 13-year-old girl was at an MTV Music Awards after party. Is right. That's a weird
There's a lot
thing.
of questions there. There's a lot.
Victim blaming her. I'm just saying.
We're not victim blaming her. Not at all. That's not what this is about. And it's these type of conversations are always they've become so muddied that if it's a celebrity and they're accused, the court of public opinion, enough people are going to immediately say, it's true, it's true, it's true. And you sit back and you say, okay. 13-year-old girl, which she's now in her late 30s. This is 25 years ago.
Probably my age.
So right, exactly, right? And so now on one hand, you say, well, she's gotten the courage now to come out. I hear that part too.
Yeah,
also
absolutely.
Hear that Jay-Z and Beyonce are two of the most powerful people in the entertainment business. And, it could be a come up because, we talk about the attorney. The attorney said they wanted this confidential mediation. If he really did do what they say that he did, I don't want no confidential mediation. He needs to go to jail. It needs to be criminal charges, right? And so that's what Jay-Z is basically saying. Basically saying in his statement, if this is what you're accusing, then don't file civil charges, file criminal charges.
Because is there statute of limitations when you were a minor at the time?
I don't know. It's I don't know if they're in New York. I don't know if they're in LA. It's so many
That's
different
what I'm
things. You
trying
need
to
to get an
figure
attorney
out.
for that.
And listen, you can still, even if their statute of limitations has passed, you can still go file a police report. What they're going to tell you is that based on the statute of limitations, there's not a whole lot they can do, but you can go to the police first. You don't, and that's why it's always confusing when these women do this, when they were like, I just got a lawyer and now we're talking about it. Okay, you could have gone to the police station, filed a report, and they would have told you, listen, we can't take this to the DA for the statute of limitations, but we have your report. You know, if you want to have A, B, and C done, we can, but we can't file charges for you, but we can take your report.
Yeah. So this is this is just the beginning. As we know, Diddy is looking for a lifeline right now. You know, he's looking.
And
for
Diddy
a lifeline.
is different. We were just talking about this. Diddy and Jay-Z are very different. They're very different situations. Yes, Jay-Z is now being accused. He's absolutely being accused. But Diddy, we saw you drop to kick a girl down a hallway.
Right.
We listened to we read a 30-page document of all the disgusting things you did to this girl. We have watched you basically stalk Kalina Harper from Dirty Money to the point where she looks like a cokehead. Huh?
I still don't know who that is, but you know, but that's
cool. Looking like a cokehead doing interviews saying, Diddy's great. Diddy's like really smart. Like, I don't have that experience with him. The reason why they won't let you out is because they actually have evidence of you calling these people 60 times a day. These are just two very different situations. And
I'm gonna tell you, but I vaguely remember, and Aaron says, and Aaron's a very smart person, so I trust that she probably looked this up. Is
that for minors too, though, Aaron? I don't know if you have time to look that up. Is that for minors or is that for everybody?
This is not a statute of limitation in the state of New York for the crime of rape. So,
there's not.
But here, expect soon. I vaguely remember this, and there was a video that was around many years ago with Jay-Z slapping some girl at a party or something. I seem to remember that video surfacing a while back. This is something that happened many years ago. And so don't get me wrong. I don't. Like I said, I know people like Jay-Z. I know his type. I know his type it's hot or cold. It's you got a bunch of gangsters around you. Whether or not you as gangsters as you claim, you got enough around you that are about that life. And so there's a lot of stories about him. But here's the thing: what I do know is that over the years, a lot of those claims that have been made about Jay have they've had opportunities to run him through the mud, and it has really had a lot of success. So like I said, Diddy is trying to get a lifeline, and he's going to take some other folks down with him if he can. And so we're going to keep an eye on this thing because, as you said, more women may come out. Some of them may say, all right, I'm out. I ain't touching this. I'm leaving this mess alone because Jay-Z is a very, very powerful person. All right, let's move on. Where are we going from now? I've got
Trump. We can talk Trump. And
let's talk. Yeah, because I've got queued up here the McMahon situation. So here we are, Linda McMahon, who is, and we'll come back. I know you want to talk deportation and stuff. Yeah. Federal judge pauses child sexual abuse lawsuit against Trump's education secretary pick, Linda McMahon. And so here we go. We continue to have these conversations. These folks stay, and this is going back to a federal judge issued a stay in a child sexual abuse lawsuit against WWE co-founder Linda and Vince McMahon, as well as WWE, pending a ruling by the Maryland State Court on key legal matters. The lawsuit filed in October by John Doe's. Basically, it looks like it's something about some ring boys. I ain't watched wrestling ever in a long time. Well, not ever, but in a long time. It's ring boys.
But this isn't a new lawsuit. That's the part that makes this the most interesting. A lot of people are like, oh, they're just violence because she's got assigned to be education secretary. No, this has been out for a while, and it's just been in arbitration and in court for a really long time. Say the year that this was filed.
Does it say the year it's filed? No, but I think the biggest thing that continues to make this stuff come up is that why why is this not the type of stuff that makes Trump say, nah, I won't pick them? Because this is going to be too much controversy. This guy does not give a damn about controversy. He don't care about these people's history. He cares about these folks and what they're going to do for him. And it's crazy to me. I'm just like the McMahons. Now, this is her second term because she was the Small Business Administration. She oversaw the SBA in his last term, and now she's overseeing education, which she has no history. She has she's not qualified to be in that role. But that doesn't really matter to this guy. And so here we are.
Yeah, this was filed a while ago. It's just been in court, and it's 5 boys who are claiming that this happened to them, and they want Linda McMahon and Vince McMahon held accountable. But it's been decades of allegations that these boys have constantly come out and talked about it. They, their parents came out. This is not new. And again,
right. And the story is, though, it's not new, and now there's a stay. They're not going to deal with it. They're going to put it off because now she's in the Trump administration, and it's another situation like with Trump that it doesn't matter. You're above the law. I think that's what the story is.
I mean, that's the story. That didn't work for what's his name? Who's like Beavis from Beavis and Butthead? What's his name?
Well, Matthew Gates. Somebody's got to fall on their sword, and his is so egregious that it was almost like he put him up there as a distraction. That's like a fake out to even put him on a ticket.
You know who his next choice is? Ron DeSantis is his next choice.
Do y'all have?
We'll see.
Do y'all have anybody in Florida that may be able to keep him from appointing? I don't know how it works in Florida. So I guess would the lieutenant governor step up, or will they have to have a special election? I'm not even sure.
Yes.
Because here's the thing, Ron DeSantis.
The lieutenant governor is Jeanette Nunez.
But Ron DeSantis will be a thorn in our side for many years to come. He'll run for president at some point, for sure.
He will. Him and his high heel shoes will run for president. And listen, I'm sorry, I blame Andrew Gillum for this, dude.
Why you keep on going back to blaming Andrew Gillum for everything? Go ahead, finish your Andrew Gillum story.
All you had to do,
why you blaming Andrew Gillum,
was keep your side guy on the side. All you had to do was do your drugs in the safety of your home and not in a hotel room. And you would be the next up. You'd be the next thing. You'd be a thorn in Ron DeSantis' side forever and ever. You had pundits I'm sorry. The Andrew situation still hurts me.
That ship has sailed. He has a very successful podcast now. And yeah.
How are we defining successful?
Well, let me pull up my stats, but I don't know if they're on that list. I looked at the top 50 podcasts, and I don't think they're on that list. But the bottom line is, he got a podcast. How about that?
Congratulations. So do I.
So do I.
So do we. We got a podcast.
All right. So let's keep it moving. So the deportation stuff. And we didn't even talk about before the show. I don't know if we can get this in or not, but the Syria regime fell as well. The world's falling apart. But let's get on the deportation stuff, and maybe I'll find a story about the Syria situation.
Because Trump was supposed to stop all the wars, and no new wars were going to start, and a new war just started right back up again. So,
right.
Trump sat down with my favorite interviewer, Christian Welker from the Press, in which he doubled down on some of the cruelest parts of his day one platform. He says, I don't want to be breaking up families. So the only way you don't break up the family is if you keep them together and you have them all sent back. So here's the thing about sent back. If I was born here, you're not sending me back. That's not how that works. Right. I think what he means to say that if any
he said exactly what he meant.
Wants to go with their here's how I have a delay. How I'm going to interpret it is that he's basically saying that if you want to go with your family, you can go. You can go. You can denounce your U.S. citizenship, become a whatever citizen, whether you're going back to Trinidad, Guyana, Jamaica, Mexico, Canada. You can go with them, denounce your citizenship, and go be with them. That's what you can do.
Yeah.
Do you not think that's what he meant? Or do you think he's really going to take a U.S. citizen and be like, hey, you don't live here anymore?
Yeah. I think because the guy's already said it. His border czar has already said that that's what he's going to do. When they asked him the question about what are you going to do, are you just going to separate families? And he was like, no, I'm not going to separate families. They can go. Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to tell you to go jump out because you're. I think Omar's watching the game. And so that's the part that is happening is that, you don't know what to believe with these people. You don't know what to believe with these people, right? They said that they're, he said he's going to, and what's the border czar's name? See if you can pull that up, the guy's name, the new border czar that Trump has appointed. But he's already said that.
Stephen Miller, the ghoul.
No, not Stephen Miller. No. It's not Stephen Miller, the young looking weirdo. It's an older looking weirdo who is the border czar for Trump. You pull it up, you'll see it. He's got, I think his name starts with an H.
Tom Homan.
Yeah, there you go. Drop it in the chat. I can pull it up. So, Tom Homan has already said that when he was asked a question in an interview, it might have been 60 Minutes, when he was like, they say, so are you saying that would you separate families? And he's like, no, we don't have to separate families. They can go with them. Right. And so this is the type of cruelty that we have on the horizon with this administration. But this is not a surprise. FAFO, right? Everybody is messing around and they finding out. These folks aren't, it ain't going to be just white folks. It's going to be the folks who are rich and of means. They're the ones who are going to get the benefits. Folks who are not of means, whatever color you are, you're going to struggle with this incoming administration. They already told you that. Elon Musk already said that people are going to struggle. That, they're talking about cutting social services. People are talking about cutting people's Medicare,
Medicaid, and veteran benefits.
Yeah. So you're basically.
Everything else, you should not be cutting veteran benefits. You should not serve our country and then you have to come in. They struggle enough as veterans. They don't get the funding they deserve, and now we're going to cut it even lower.
Do you really think these people do not care? They don't care.
No.
They don't care.
And again, people keep saying, oh, the Mexicans, they can go back. It's not just Mexicans who are here who don't have full U.S. citizenship. I mentioned this every show for the past couple of weeks. Omar and I have friends and close family friends from Guyana and Trinidad. They're here working. They're here legally, but they're not citizens. They're not citizens. And it's very well, their employers know it's not a big deal. Now it's turning into a big deal.
And we're starting to have
we've got
real
Jamaican
conversation. I'm seeing real conversation with economists that are saying that this will not work. It will not work for you to deport all of these people and leave the farms and leave that need to be worked, to leave the homes that need to be built, the roofs that need to be made. All of that stuff, for the most part, is foreign labor that is doing most of that work. And
all of it foreign labor. If I saw a white guy on my roof right now, I'd probably get a gun and be scared that he's trying to break into my house. Like, no, I don't want to see it. I don't think it needs to happen. But there's so many jobs. We are going to seriously damage the economy doing this.
Yeah.
But let's think about all the jobs. We're not just talking about farming and agriculture. We're not just talking about construction. We are talking about hotel jobs as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know we don't like saying things like that because it sounds really ignorant to say, oh, Mexicans are cleaning our hotel room, but it's not just Mexicans. It is Jamaican women, Mexican women, Caribbean women, African women who come here. They are trying to make a better life. They are paying for immigration lawyers. It is very expensive to pay for an immigration lawyer. And they work.
And the thing about it is that there's a lot of them that are paying taxes and aren't even receiving the benefits of paying taxes. So you actually will be losing a tax structure as well. And these type of stories are all over the place. Here's one that is found: Ohio. Economists' mass deportation will hurt Ohio economy. This stuff is everywhere.
And even outside of the deportations, also we got to look at the Trump tariffs. And he's now admitted that his tariffs that he wants to implement on all these countries are not going to bring down the cost of goods, and that Americans will have to pay more.
It's just math. Like, it's not even something. It's math, right? It's just math. If said company purchases these Stanley wrenches, that, it may be a bad example. I would hope someone like Stanley is built in America, but probably not. If I look on here right now, if there's anywhere on here. Point being, if it costs $2, by the time it hits the ports, if there's a 20% tax on this thing, me as a business owner, I'm not eating that. I'm passing that cost off to the consumer.
Yeah. And people keep saying things like, oh, well, we need to get built in America. Okay. Well, let me tell you how that's going to work out. You build in America, which sounds really cute and pretty, but American workers are going to want a certain amount of money because of the cost of living here is so high. And there's no a union. So you have to pay for that union and those union dues and this and that. So your product that coming overseas that was $5 is now going to cost you $25 to buy.
Correct.
I mean, if you think the tariffs are going to when prices go up, imagine when everything is U.S. made and how expensive everything is going to be to get.
There's equipment that I'm picking up right now that I'm trying to get before January the 20th that I need to continue to operate and improve my business. Just because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Because what's going to end up happening is that I can't just eat that increase. That's going to be passed along to my clients. Like if a camera that cost me $1,200 cost me $1,700 because of tariffs, then guess what? My day rate for me and my team is going to increase.
Yeah.
And if I'm out here working with nonprofits and I'm trying to sit and help them grow and help them raise the money to continue to operate their businesses, it's going to hurt their bottom line, which means that they're going to have less money to serve the communities they're looking to serve. But here's the thing. I got a roof just to keep over my head. I got mortgages. I got car payments. I got things that I have to do to take care of my family. So all this bull crap about, just the tariffs aren't going to hurt. We're going to make China pay. China ain't paying for my kids. China ain't paying for my, no. Not how that works.
And the Mexican president, the new Mexican president is almost indignant and kind of mad, rightfully so. And she's just kind of like, because he's like, you have to stop the cartels from coming in. Well, stopping the Americans from wanting drugs. What do you want?
Right. So stop America's love of drugs and cocaine and fentanyl and marijuana and everything else and heroin.
Your country makes the guns. Yeah. The cartels need guns because y'all need the drugs. Right. Like what do you want? But the funny thing is,
people sometimes think that the only thing that goes back and forth across the Mexican border is just drugs. No. Those F-150s that are built, the seats may be installed over here, and then it may be painted and brought back over to Texas for this. And by the way, we got to go back over there to put a couple of screws in the brakes. And by the way, we got to send it back over here to put the paint on. These vehicles go back and forth across the border, and every time they come back and forth, you gonna put a tariff on that?
My dad used to work in Mexico 7 months at a time, 8 months at a time. He used to manage a factory down there. This is when he was older age. Like I was older when this was going on. He used to manage a factory. I forgot what product they were making, but it was a product that was a U.S. used product, but it was made down there. So he was the U.S. person down there managing it because then it would get packaged up and shipped across.
Right.
Like people really act like Mexico provides nothing. They just be sending people over here that don't be doing nothing and they don't provide anything. And that's not the case. They provide, we have trade with them on a lot of products.
True. We
and listen, guys,
like we're so much better than Mexico. Mexico is not no third world country. You know what I'm saying? That's the point. Mexico is not a third world country. Mexico has got plenty of dough. Huh? Go ahead. What'd you say?
Second world country. I would say Mexico is a second world country.
I'm
just saying.
Before we get off this is an image, and this was before. This was during this is a friend of mine here. Omar Ali is the one that's dapping up Mark Cuban, and he told a story to Mark Cuban about how the last Trump administration destroyed his steel business. He had a steel business in which he was building buildings all over the world. And the Trump tariffs were so huge and so monstrous that it killed his business. And so he's sitting here in America, he got a factory down in Mexico, he's employing 40, 50 people down in Mexico, and he could not afford to keep it open simply because the tariffs were so stifling and crushed his business. And so he's a smart businessman. He moved on, and and obviously he's doing fine. But the point is that y'all keep on thinking this tariffs thing is a play thing. Oh, it's just a negotiation tactic. He's just talking. Well, these people the Mexican president and already told you, I'm tired of hearing you talk. Right? The Canadian president has already said, I'm tired of hearing you talk. And now this stuff going on in Syria and going all over the world. Trump is going to find out now because he only has 4 more years because he can't be reelected. They know that, they're either going to side with him or they're going to become an enemy of Trump. This thing is going to be real saucy the next few years.
I'll be frank with you. I don't give a damn about any of those wars or anything happening overseas. I'm more concerned about how Americans are going to be affected. I think that's a huge, that's my main concern, is how Americans are going to be affected, how the economy is going to be a rough go for the next four years if these things remain in place. Like, I don't even care about the picks for whoever and the magical stuff he plans on doing. I don't care about that. I care about people's wallets, because that is what's going to be hit the hardest. And
but that stuff overseas is going to affect. It will affect us. It will affect us, and that's the problem. Because you're affecting the import of resources like oil from overseas with that. Then you got wood coming from Canada that helps us build our homes. You're affecting that relationship. Then you're affecting the Mexican relationship and the relationship we have there. He keeps on thinking that we are prepared. We are 50 to 60 years in bed with China, and he continues to want to stir that pot. And so I don't know, either he's going to turn out being, a soothsayer, an extremely smart person, or he's going to ruin us. And that's where we're hoping there's enough people in those rooms, unlike his first administration, who were ready to tighten him up. But who knows if they're there. All right. So there's one story I want to share with you, and I didn't even, but this will make quick sense to you. This was a post that, because I know we got about 10 minutes. This is a post that Earn Your Leisure posted this, and it's very interesting about billionaires now potentially purchasing college football teams and how it will affect our economy. I want you to check this out. We're going to talk about this for a little bit.
Okay.
What you're going to see is a number of schools selling their teams. And the reason for that...
To whom?
To folks like us. Like, we're bidding on a couple teams, I can't tell you. But in essence, what we would do is buy 51% of the team. And, I think if you look at a bunch of these programs, they're making 50, 100 million off of their football program, off of their basketball program. So it's a way for universities, by the way, because under federal law, they've got to offer scholarships in all these different sports. So they've got to update their facilities. So one of the things they want to do is sort of say, okay, great, my football program makes 100 million. We'll sell 50%, that's 50 million. Do a 10 multiple on that, 15 multiple, that's 500, 750 million. That'll come for them to sort of fix different things at the university. So you're going to start seeing more of that. What the schools need is they need money for NIL, but you can't go out and raise money for NIL because that's not a deduction, right? So that if you're giving $1 million to Michigan and you can say, I wanted to go to the sports program, that's great. But if you say I wanted to go for NIL, then it's not a deduction. So that's the issue.
So I want to hear your response first before I respond. Well, what do you think about what you just heard?
I think it doesn't make, I think it's insane.
Say again? You think what?
I think it doesn't make any sense. I think it's insane. Like, how did this become a thing that we are buying up universities? Even with how he kind of talked about it.
We're not buying up universities. So if you notice, when the NCAA football teams play under the college football, they don't play under the NCAA like basketball or any other sport. They broke that up years ago.
Okay.
And so, because at these universities, the football programs are the number one marketing vehicle and the most profitable for them. And so, when you get in those situations, you're going to have a lot of people put their hands in this pot.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got these TV contracts that are out there. Everything about college sports is nothing but NFL light. Everything about college football is nothing but NFL light. And so now you have a situation where for many years you had the SEC and you had all these contracts and stuff that was going down, and they could control it. With NIL, they can no longer control it the way they used to be able to control it.
Yeah.
And so now what are they saying? Football program is going to say, I'm going to let a guy like this billionaire come in, and they're going to buy our football program, and they're going to own 51% of controlling interest of our football program. And of course, he's selling it as if he's doing a service. He ain't doing a service. It's a huge money-making venture, because here's the thing. The NFL only has 32 teams. If you do this, you go from having 32 franchises that you could potentially own to 300.
Yeah.
And so now you're going to have situations where, once again, the rich will get richer, and it's going to be at the expense of these kids. Now, the kids are going to make a little bit more money, but it's going to be official, no doubt about it, that they are a minor league for the NFL. And you look at this stuff, you're just like, man, people better wake up, man.
But even worse than that, it makes college stop being college.
College ain't been college for so long. College athletics.
No, what I'm saying is that some of these kids are not there because they're going to the NFL. We know that. You're not going to the NFL.
Sure.
You got a scholarship. Congratulations. Whoop-de-doo. In reality, you're not going anywhere.
Sure.
So you just got a full ride scholarship so that you can get an education. If we turn it over where now it's a sports team where education is not that big of a deal and you being on academic probation doesn't mean anything. And we all know that certain players, they don't care about academic probation.
Sure.
But if that becomes a thing that just doesn't matter, then what's the point? Just make it a minor league football team and call it a damn day.
Well, that's what they're saying they're going to do. And let's take, I want to attempt to take the emotion out of this.
The guys of college, it can't be.
Well, I'm going to attempt to take the emotion out of this and look at it as business and say, okay, like to your point, 95 to 97% of all football players will not see the NFL. Of that other 97%, let's just say 5% of them get a chance to go play in the CFL because, that's why they're trying to expand. But right now, there's only two really places you can play football beyond college. And so most of the players in that team will still be working for scholarships. They still will be working for their education. So that part of it will not change. The bulk of the people will get that. But for these other guys who say, okay, I'm going to play 1 year over here. I'm going to transfer over here. I'm going to go into the portal and go get my jobs over here. This is going to be a job, which they, on the other side. You've got the quarterback at Georgia drives a Lamborghini on campus right now.
I don't like that.
It is what it is. He drives a Lamborghini. It's all over Georgia. They talk about how much his kid, he makes mistakes. Oh, he's driving a Lamborghini. He sucks. He's making too much money. You got the backup quarterback who's a Manning, of the famous Manning family at Texas. He's a backup quarterback making me $3 million a year. The young lady, Flaugier, who plays basketball for LSU, she's making bread. So
she is. She had a whole. Didn't they have a whole Amazon commercial?
Yeah, they're employees. They're getting these deals. They're getting NIL deals. They're getting sponsorship deals. There's a young lady my daughters love to follow. They're only 2 years older. This girl is only 2 years older than Michelle. Her name is her name on internet name is Special K. I forget her name right now, but she's a good basketball player. She plays for a team out in California. She is 15 years old. Just was the first high school player to be signed to Adidas. She's the first girl athlete. She got her own shoe at 15 years old. And so I'm hearing other people that are talking about, I think it was Penny Hardaway. He posted something out, and I don't know where it is, but I may be able to find it. But he basically said it's to the point now that NIL is ruining the sport because it's hard to keep the kids motivated. This is the new age. This is the new age of what it is, and it's not going to change.
He's right.
It's a new age, and I don't care. I'm like, let these people make this money. These kids are sacrificing their bodies. They're giving it all, and if they can make a couple of $1 million on the way, and then go with it. It is what it is. So we'll keep an eye on that story. That story is going to continue. All right. So we only got a couple of minutes. So
How what? We got good
All right,
what?
I'm sorry. Let me do what? Hold on. Let me.
Because I don't know if you added the 500-pound rapper Dave.
I think
Blunt.
I did. I think I added that.
I know. Okay, that means Alexis didn't. She's like, they don't want to talk about this because Alexis thinks that we're classy and we try to be. And then sometimes stories like Dave Blunt comes up and now we have the conversation. So very few people will know who Dave Blunt is. He is a rapper. He's a 23-year-old rapper, but he is obese. And I'm not saying he's fat. He's like Lizzo big or whatever. No, he is obese, so obese that he's on an oxygen tank and he cannot stand up to perform. That's what he looks like. That's what he looks like.
So he came out and he responded to told Snoop Dogg he cussed Snoop Dogg out from the stage because Snoop Dogg basically clowned him a little bit, but like young bro, you gotta get healthy. Like you said, he's on stage rhyming with an oxygen tank.
Sitting on a couch. Sitting on a couch. He's not standing up rapping. He is sitting down rapping.
And didn't you say this is his girlfriend?
That's his girlfriend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she probably taking whatever little dimes and nickels she can get out of this relationship.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
This is wild, man.
And Snoop wasn't wrong. I'm sorry. Or whatever. That man is morbidly obese. Does everybody remember what happened to Big Pun? Because I do. I remember what happened to Big Pun, who was only 28 when he died. He died of a heart attack.
Right.
Because he was morbidly obese.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, my thing is, you know, these cats. You want to look at somebody like Snoop, and you want to flip Snoop the bird, and somebody who could probably help your career and trying to save your life. Man, after a while, you just got to sit back and say, you know, these people gonna do what they're gonna do, man. These people gonna do what they're gonna do. All right, let's move on. Shannon Sharpe. I know you want to talk about Shannon Sharpe as well, and you know.
Shannon Sharpe had two dogs at his table during Thanksgiving. It's gross. Like, people stop doing this. It's gross. And we always say this is white people stuff. This is what they do. But here he is praying with his dog in his arms and feeding his dog from the table. I would have got up from the table. I don't do this. This is not what I do.
No, I have a feeling he's probably eating alone. I don't think there was anybody there. I think he was probably eating alone. I don't know, man. Shannon Sharpe, ever since he left Fox, went to ESPN and had that interview with Cat Williams, he doing a lot of, let's just say, he doing a lot of wealthy stuff, boy. He doing a lot of stuff that wealthy people do, and we sit back and we just like, bruh, like, what are you doing? Like,
I want to be broke forever. I want to be broke forever. And part of being wealthy is letting your dog eat at the table. And there's been other people who've had like their dog or cat like walked across the counter when they were cooking dinner. I was like, no.
Oh my God. All right, last story you have here on What is about Cam Newton. Cam Newton says marrying girlfriend Jasmine Brown.
We can skip it.
Go away, ad. Cam Newton says marrying girlfriend Jasmine Brown isn't his ultimate goal.
We can skip it.
Go ahead. Give me something more that we can skip it.
We can skip it. That's all I got. We can skip it. We can talk about what we're watching this week. I am actually watching, and this is so weird, I am actually watching the Dune Prophecy on HBO. If you watch the Dune film with Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya, there's a prequel series. I am watching the prequel series. I'm very confused, but it's very well done. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit for this and be cool with it. It's nice.
Yeah. So, you know, we're watching, let me see if my camera tightens up here. There we go. So once again, we're going to talk about my man again, Taylor Sheridan, and all his amazing series. And we just finished up Lioness, and we finished up, Yellowstone, I think, has one more week before it finishes up. And Lioness is if you've not started watching, I think you said you're not getting Paramount.
We have Paramount now.
Oh, good. You should watch Lioness. It's dope. Lioness is dope. It's very well done. You know, having Zoe Saldana be so tough, but it really comes down to her and her family in anyway. So it's pretty solid. We're watching that. We finished watching. Still watching Yellowstone. And what did we watch? Oh, we watched The Piano Lesson this weekend. Have you seen that?
Oh, how was that?
It's good. It's good. You close your eyes and John David Washington, I think is the brother's name.
Yeah,
God,
John David.
He sounds so much like a young Denzel Washington. He's got the cadence down especially when he gets emotional and he sounds so much like his dad. But his other son also was directed this. So it was a family affair. It was pretty rock solid. So there's that. It was something else on my IG I wanted to talk about, and I don't think we got to it. But anywho, great show. Come on, IG. Then there was something else I want to talk about before I get you about it. While I got you. No, I think that's it. Kind of, sort of. Yeah, that's enough. I'll deal with that later. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all. Great show. I'm going to go see if I can see if my Cowboys are doing anything because they're playing right now. I'm pretty sure that's why your feed was going crazy because I'm sure Omar's watching the game.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He's got to stop Googling this stuff so we can actually get stuff done. But we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
All right, peace.